Better now. I hope it's better now. Let me refresh the page. We should be with the clutch chess back. And of course, we only need the players to actually start playing. Okay. If that's the message, that should be okay on Facebook. I gave up on Insta because there was a freaking disaster. Half the screen was missing. I can't do this. So I'm gonna stay with the other destinations. That is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and there's another one. I don't know which one is it. TikTok, right? I think I did say TikTok. Mm-hmm. Hello, Grand Miner. Magnus Gukesh, yeah. We absolutely want to see how they play. Let me see. Any changes? Anything here? Next round start. Well, what? I'll try to understand what's going on. Round number 7. Yes, they do play as we speak. There you go. There you go. That's it. Let's see this. The King's Indian, eh? King's Indian for white, playback Magnus. Ooh, that's such a fast reaction time for Gookie. Bishop G4. Well, you could do many things, I guess, from castling short to D4 to you name it. What? That these two spring to mind. First thing first, you have to sort of do that, no? I guess D4 would be my first option. I want to take, well, C4 by Magnus. I guess he'd done some homework. Took queen to B3 would attack B7, mind you. So that's interesting. That is interesting. Nope, bishop takes F, bishop takes F. He gonna take now. Queen B3 would be an idea. Probably we're gonna see that one happening. Knight C6. Are you gonna play D4 today? Or something else? D4, there you go. That makes a lot of sense to play D4. Just put a stop to any pawn's advancement in that. Developing. I guess Guki has to castle as well. Knight C3, there you go. Knight C3. I'm not sure about E4 right now. E3. That for the best, nice and cool. Bishop on C1 a little bit suffering, but I guess how do you sort out? Bishop D2, that's the answer. And I guess the white queen gonna go along B3, A4. I don't think you're gonna play Queen C2 because there is Rook A C8, so I guess that's not gonna happen. Rook A C1, on the other hand, is going to happen. So let's watch this, guys. I really want to see how they play this evening. And I'm pretty sure you want to see that one too, guys. And as you know, I ain't going to be using any sort of software to help us with interpretation or decoding or anything. We're just going to think ourselves. Okay, Queen E2, the two white rooks are connected, this and that. What, Queen B5? Maybe. 98. Where's he gonna go? Does he want to play D6 and then something like this? Maybe C4? Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Rook F to C. Interesting. Knight D6, there you go. This guy can also play C4, I reckon. We'll see about that. Okay. They had just started. They get 10-sec increment per move. No rushing now. Gukesh finally starts to settle down, think and all. I'm thinking about something like H4, H5, H6. A3 to just stop any knight B4 coming. Or you're gonna play it when they're gonna play it. I don't know. We'll see about that. Queen to D7, connecting the two black rooks by Gukesh. Okay, so what you playing? B3, A3, B3, what does that do? Stops knight C4, but you can play it when he does it though, but I'm not sure. Queen D1, probably he want to play A4 or something. Queen A4. We'll see what happens. Quite positional. Both colors stay in their half territory. No one made any incursion in the other half. If you noticed, what's good stuff, a little bit of a detail for white. The Magnus has the bishop here. So if that means anything, queen to e4 probably going to happen at some point. Let's see. Oh, queen b3, queen a4. Blackstone though. Is bishop f6 working? I'm not sure. Rook f d8. What else do you do? Dropping bishop to e2. I'm just do some arrows here. I'm doing the arrows just to highlight some potential. Ooh, f5. f5. All of a sudden, e6 became the target. All of a sudden, this is the target here. How do you get there? Well, that's another question. Interesting. f5. f5. Okay. I'm still looking at queen b3, queen a4, bishop e2. I did highlight this move a couple of seconds ago. I did say about bishop e2 and this diagonal in particular. Okay, let's see. Does he want to play back? 98, knight f6, knight e4? Maybe. It's, well, what's the point to go 98, knight f6? I mean, you could go 94 straight away if you really want to. Unless there is another plan he's thinking, but I'm not sure. We'll see. What was the thing with f5, though? Probably reinforcing knight e4. What else? There you go, knight e4. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I mean, what's the point to play f5 if you don't go knight e4? So that's just simply for reinforcing that knight on e4. I'm not sure white should take or not yet. Probably you shouldn't. Just try to improve something. Can you kick the knight away with f3? Just asking. f3, probably they take c3 and rook takes something. I would seriously think about f3. And let them take on c3 if they want. So f3. I guess one candidate move I'm considering. It's just too dangerous to allow the black knight. So I guess you need to aim to get those inconvenient pieces off the board. Did I say hello to my TikTokers? I have to open up the other tab. Hello, Rixify, Queen H1. Queen H1, Queen H1. I think I missed the opportunity of your question when it happened. So 94, Queen H1, probably it's a bit too late now. Bishop D6. Does he want to play F4 at some point? I guess. Knight A4. Bishop D6. Ah. Nah, you can still play F3. You can still do F3. There you go. F3, that's what I thought. You just sent that freaking knight away right now. There you go. Now we could go with this nice C5 idea. Yes, that's what I thought. F3 has to be played, and Magnus did play it indeed. Yeah, but I'm not sure when exactly. What file do you have in mind, Grand Miner? What file do you want to do the rook lift? On the C file, I reckon? You want to suggest rook c7, rook fc8? Maybe. Knight c5, I did say that as well. Attacks queen and attacks b7 as well. So, what do you play? If black takes the knight on c5, Magnus would say thank you very much. But yeah, well, you don't want to do what the other guys... you don't want to play stuff that favors the other player. So queen to e7 now. Moved away from the knight's attack. having some pressure on c5. Double attack, double defense, not a problem for the time being. Knight goes back, interestingly. Knight goes back. Why? Why did the knight move back? To just say you move the piece or something? Or... You want to keep material on the board? You want to keep stuff on the board now? Grinding what? Bishop d2, queen b3, and just see what happens? King f2 or such? I tried to figure out what's Magnus' intention. Yes, rook c7. I think you said, the Grand Minor, about the rook lift. There you go. It just happened with rook c7. At least it was an intent, but now b4. Now that is a freaking interesting idea, because black attacks it 3 times. There is something with that. There is something here. If knight takes, and knight takes, and bishop takes, and bishop takes, and queen takes, rook is hanging. So rook lift, indeed it came to just be. Grand Minor, you were right about the rook lift. You didn't confirm if it's C or F file, but yes, that's exactly what Gukesh played. B5, further pressurizing that knight. So C file is going to open right now. Where do you move the knight? You go knight a5? Okay, he went knight d8. And now rook's going to trade. Probably rook ac1. You sort of have to, I guess. Or you play queen a4. Queen a4 is kind of good as well. I don't think it's bad. A for the pawn, not the queen. Maybe queen a4 was better. I don't know. A4. Oh Lord, does he want to play a5? And then b6 or something? Or a6? So if Magnus pushed a4, that makes me think maybe he actually wants to keep pushing the a pawn. Right? a5. You're going to go a5 now? Or you're going to go bishop a5, attacking the rook and stuff? That's not clear. It's not clear. Or queen b3. No, a5. Well, at least I've seen some ideas for sure. So the only reason for playing a4 by Magnus is that if you just keep pushing the a pawn. So he wants to rush the pawns and moving closer to the 8th rank. The 2 white pawns connected, supported by the bishops and stuff, so you can't really touch those guys very easily. The f3 white pawn takes the e4 and the g4 from the black knight, so it's not going to happen. The other knight on f7, I'm not sure where they want to go, unless they want to make a breakthrough. A pawn break with e5. I think that's definitely going to happen. Let's see. Is he going to play it now? You better attack before the other guy, because you may not get the second chance. So looks to me black needs to decide if they push e5 now or not. e5 quite important. Quite important. Probably you sort of have to. If you don't play e5, what exactly are you doing? I don't want to look at other random moves or h6 or h5. I'm not sure. h5? To do h4? Okay, so look at these 2 ideas, Grand Minor. e5, which kind of like I think makes sense. But also, oh Lord, g5. g5, no? Why g5? Why not h5? I thought the idea would be to, try to undermine the g3 and stuff, but Magnus played a6, challenging the b7. You don't really have to take, I guess, because if you take, white's going to take with the rook, not with the pawn. I guarantee that if that's b7 takes a6, very likely white's taking back with the rook, not with the pawn. Because when you take with the rook, you keep pressure on the a7. So that's a serious thing. So that makes me doubt that actually Guki is going to take on a6. He's not going to take. He's probably going to play b6. Let me see. Mm. B6 comes with a caveat too, because you never know after queen b3 something like this happens. Very uncomfortable. I don't know what to say. Maybe he ain't gonna do nothing. He lets him take so that he could take back with the rook maybe, but you give up on the c file. Complicated now. And I also noticed he got 3 minutes 40 sec or something. Now I'm pretty sure you understand one or two things. Hello, Jack. Good to see you, Jack. My dear friend, good. B6 in the end. Yeah, B6, rook AC1, because the A file is being shut off anyway. Good to see you, folks. I'm very happy to see a handful of my dear old viewers. Well, old in terms that we kind of been knowing each other as users on that platform for some more than a year now, if not even more than a year. Yeah, like 2 years maybe. So good to see you. Good to see you, Jack. So they're not that strange, Grand Minor. Yesterday I was very impressed with Gukesh's choices against Fabi. That crazy bishop g4 that stayed unpraised for like 2-3 moves. So that game was very impressive for me. Very impressive. And I could say about yesterday that was strange, so to speak, in a good way. Strange. It could be strange in a bad way, strange in a good way. So yesterday was a very positive, unexpected way to play chess by Guki e5. I did say e5. Makes a lot of sense. If white captures with the pawn, probably you take with the f. And if white takes again, probably you take with a bishop or with the queen. Well, we can debate on that. It's getting sharp. E3 is a weakness. Yes, Jack, indeed. The pawn break. Absolutely. Yes, sir. The pawn break. So black wants to open up because e3 is a weak square and there is an undefended pawn there. So you want to take advantage of that. Yeah, there is bishop d2, bishop f2, something like this. I'm not sure yet which way to go, but let's see how Magnus treats this new threat. Can you afford not to take, though? It's a question. I mean, you could take. The Guki gonna take with the knight. Yeah, well... can you play this and after he pushes, then you play knight f2? It's an idea. I'm really thinking... Oh, he played already. Oh, he took the rook. Okay, he took the rook. Queen took. You're gonna do like all the exchanging. No, he took on e with the pawn. Knight takes, bishop takes. What have we got? Bishop d3 attacks the f5 weak square. Well, there is something interesting now. All of a sudden, after the last exchanges, we could see, my dear friends, black is having weakness on d5, isolated pawn, weakness on f5, and this bishop seems to be quite freaking strong at this stage. Very strong. And also defends b5. It's getting sharp. It's getting really sharp. Bishop d3. f4, ef, gf. Now, you totally don't want to take. I don't think you want to take, no? I don't think you want to take. Maybe you want to push g4 to shut off the bishop, which becomes a little bit of a pawn. And then you take it from there. I don't know. This, queen b3, what do you play? Oh, Lord, king g2. Takes. Okay. It's a plan. It is a plan. King to g2. Nice, elegant, safe, efficient. King g7 by black. Yes, Jack, g4 was also the impulse move, the knee-jerk reaction in my case too. But it might not be the best one, though. I think I like king g2 more than g4, Jack. I like king g5 a bit more because I'm going to have two pawns protecting my king frontally. And I'm quite cool with the bishop pair as well. So Starts to looking good. Queen e2, absolutely. I think I did mention queen e2. And all of a sudden, white seems to be enjoying a better attacking chances. If you want to throw the, well, not now. You need to sort out the g first. But just in case, g4, I don't know what to say on now. We have to think a bit. We have to think a bit. If you manage to get the queen to e6 somehow. Let me tell you something weird. Bishop d2, they take, you don't take, you're going to push this pawn a little bit. And you give them the g3, which actually is going to block the whole damn battery here. Just as a further thought down the road. I'm not sure, but just saying. Just you play bishop d2. If black captures, you're going to play h3. It's a bit risky, but I think it's interesting because you open up your diagonals and things. So that is just interesting. Maybe. I will see. I'm actually quite curious now. Hello, Larry. Good to see you. And the big boss. Good to see you too. On TikTok, that is. Got a bunch of TikTok friends as well. Couple of guys on Twitch and a few on YouTube. So cool stuff. Now 1 minute for Gookie. It's very uncomfortable to play bullet against Magnus, no? In this super sharp situation here. This is very uncomfortable. He should move maybe a little bit faster now. Look at this move. What is that? Can I play queen e6? Can I play queen e6? Because that's the first move I'm thinking. I'm thinking about that move for a very long time. It's an interesting move, no? Very interesting move. Why? Because if queen goes I don't know where, then you have the devastating queen to e7. It is dangerous, but I'm attacking first, Jack. Queen e6, queen c1. I get it. But then check. And mind you, I'm attacking the king. And okay, so king's going to move. Like, where is the king going to move? Light squares, you reckon? Dude, it's dangerous. I'll give you that. But I think it's worth investigating. It's worth investigating. I'm sure Magnus going to decide something. He got 3 minutes against 1 minute Gookie. So he's going to think of something. The big question now, for me at least, and maybe for you guys, maybe you're wondering, is queen e6 a move for white? Or is just a so-and-so move? Maybe we need to... Oh! Excellent. Yes, and freaking yes. Queen e6, that's what I thought all along. I don't know what you do after queen c1. You're still going to go queen e7 because queen e7 defends the bishop against the queen if they were to play queen c1, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I think black's going to do differently. Probably he's going to suggest a queen straight. I think we might be seeing some queen straight somehow. I'm not sure where, but going to be some queen straight. Gookie is not very comfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable either. Having the white queen on the 6th, soon to be 7th rank, I think you want to trade that off. But let's see how he does this. Didn't I say it? Queen d7. Absolutely, yes, sir. So what do you play? Can you avoid the trade? So I'd say, can you not trade? If you do not trade, what the heck you play? Do you reinforce the queen with something like this? But are you really happy with this? Or do you run away a little bit? Just go back on e2. It's not clear. Do you play queen c6? Probably it's not a good idea, queen c6. I'm not going to look at that. You go queen e2. I'm not sure. You have to do something with the queen. Do you take? Knight takes. Are you happy with that? And you grab this pawn, but then you're going to have double pawns here. Maybe that's the best way to play. Queen takes, knight takes, and take... No, okay, bishop f5. He said that you take, I take. Okay, fine. Makes sense. And you attack a little bit this guy. The pawn on d5, that is. So let's see. Takes, takes. Yeah, fair enough. And now 10 seconds. I'm sorry. This is Gookie is just spending too much time with this. This guy's going to move down. That's the whole idea, of course. Now, bishop emergency. Emergency. Bishop c4. Stopping the pawn for now. But going to get funny. It's going to get funny. I don't know what you are supposed to play for the time being. Can you get the king closer? Just a little bit closer. But then you're going to have this kind of stuff. So bishop, not just to attack, but also to potentially go b8 when the knight goes away. It's the bishop pair, so I think quite instructive now. For white is the bishop pair. For black, there is a little bit of a pass pawn, but now king goes f3 for sure. Well, not mentioning the bishop to d3, that doesn't mean nothing. Queen f3, of course. Queen f3, of course. I guess you could just drop this guy here. You block the pawn and everything. I think it looks good. It does. It does indeed. I got a feeling that probably Magnus going to win this first match because he got 1 minute 40 sec, Gookie 15 seconds, and it feels the position goes for white because of the two super active bishops. And there is a pawn majority here. And there is a pass pawn for white. The guy on F. Yeah, there is a pass pawn for black, but the king is not supporting it. The black king can't really move closer to protect the pawn and stuff. This guy is a loner. The pawn on h5 could be potentially attacked. Let's see how. Let's see how. Very nice. Bishop to d5. Probably he wants to play this kind of stuff. You better... Oh, the bishop attacks g3. Bishop c6 attacks the knight. Do you take? No, you don't take just yet. This guy's going to move down. So maybe you want to play this one. Anyway, black's turn to move. Bishop c7. Bishop a5. Can we play this? Just keep an eye on this guy on d4. King e4, I'd say. Maybe also g4, but I'm not sure. Maybe king e4. King e4 feels like the normal stuff to play. King e4, you attack the d4 pawn, right? So, I guess. King e7. Huh. Still king e4. Still king e4. There you go. King e4 in the end. You have to play king e4. You attack the pawn. Probably bishop c3, right? Yeah. Very uncomfortable for black here. Assuming you play this kind of stuff, let me just show you something interesting. Then you're going to take. Then king takes. Then you're going to play bishop here and you can't protect a7. That is why primarily Gookie resigned. So in case some of our friends inquire why did he give up now, is exactly because of this very simple idea. King now attacks the pawn. That prompts black to play bishop c3. You will not be able to play d3 because the king takes straight away. So after you play bishop c3, white is going to remove the knight. You're going to take with the king. Then bishop goes b8 attacking a7. You cannot defend a7. If you get the bishop back or something, it doesn't even matter anymore. King takes d4. You are done. This is just game over. As soon as bishop takes the knight, it's game over. Bishop b8, a7, completely undefendable. Then go with the bishop, whatever the hell. Push a7, push a8. Queen is coming. So that's exactly why Gukesh had resigned here. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's have a look at the other game here. Fabi Hikaru. Did they start the other round or something? Or are they still playing the first one? Yeah, well, whatever. It's a live game, by the way, guys. This is Fabi and Naka. English opening. 2 second. Knight f3. Attacks. Moves. Check. Rook. Knight c3. You better move that queen away, Fabi. You better move that queen away. Away from the E file, but where? You go D? Huh. That is freaking interesting. Well, they could play this, bishop b4. You have to move the queen. Well, you move queen, I guess, g5 or something. It's interesting. Yeah. This is Fabi Hikaru. Let's see. h6. Ah, to stop queen g5. After, say, bishop b4 or something. Just give an example. h6 doesn't allow white queen to go g5. So that's important. Now you have to go back to asking where the hell do you move the queen? Probably you could play f or something. Queen f4, you kind of can. Is there anything else? Queen d4, what do? You still have to move that queen away from the e file. You can't keep the queen there, right? We'll find out, I guess. Let's see if Magnus and... No, they haven't. We'll be back. No worries. Let's have a look at this. You guys see pieces and all? Yes, you do. And the time and everything. Move a little bit the... Hold on a sec. Let me try improve the chat box here because you might not be able to read like all the messages and stuff. Let me just move this one just slightly upwards. Something like this. Yeah, okay. Something like this. Queen f4. Yeah, I did say queen f4. Well, you didn't have too many options, though. And important stuff is just move the queen away from the e file where the black rook is. So queen safety matters, of course. Very much. Okay. I don't like the knight on a6, but probably Naka going to play some nice c7. Relaunch it from there. Maybe stuff like this as well. I'm not sure, but we'll see. It could be possible also queen c7. You have to move the black queen too. You need to develop a little bit. Bishop on c8 is currently stuck. You need to figure out a way to develop that bishop. Do you play d5? The rook is still there. d5 takes. Yeah, I don't know about d5 now. Maybe queen c7? Well, if white takes, knight takes, and that is that. It's not an ambitious idea. Maybe queen a5, if you really don't want to trade queens and things. Maybe queen a5. Maybe queen b6. Huh. Knight c7 in the end. Yeah, I did say I didn't like the knight on a6 very much. So he was supposed to relaunch the black knight. So the only available square was c7. So not a big surprise. But it's not just that. Knight can also play e6 and attack queen. b3. Yeah. It's going to be bishop b2. It's definitely going to happen. Bishop b2 for sure. Oh, double fianchetto for Fabi. That is interesting. Nice. Bishop b2 for sure. What is Naka doing with that bishop on c8? Well, knight e6 first. So let's take it step by step. Knight e6 first. Queen has to go, which is not clear where. Probably you're going to play queen d2, I guess. Probably. But knight e6 is going to happen. And you could do it just right now with a bit of a tempo. Yeah. What do you think, guys? Hello, more logic and less emotion, which indeed I'd say for the chess is very important. The diminishing of your emotions in chess actually results in a better chess played. So d5 in the end. Bishop b2, as we said. Bishop d6 attacks queen. Queen d2, pinning the knight, and you have to be careful. Queen to c2 just in any case, exposing the black queen to the rook. So you can't take on c4 with black. You can't push forwards. So good. Queen c2 now. Also not allowing bishop f5. Queen to e7 wants to say, I'm going to take your guy, you're going to take it, and then I'm going to win a pawn. Queen to e2. So you better play e3 or something. I don't know if that's the only move, but you have to think about that one. I'm not sure about e3. Maybe you have to take d5 now with the pawn first. Let's see. They take with what? They've got like two knights there available. But also, if you trade... Hey, you going somewhere? If you take on d5, the bishop on b2 acts on this diagonal. So that's a good bishop. That's a good diagonal. So probably taking on d5 is not a bad idea after all. Yeah, these four players are so strong. So strong. The strongest, no? The strongest. What a... Well, let me... Okay. Oh, yeah, you could take it. You could take it. Fabi. Let's see if Magnus and Guki started. Yes, they did. Okay, let's go back. And we're gonna revert to the other as well. We're gonna do this back and forth a few times. Looks that they've traded some white light square bishops on e6. By the looks of it, they did. Castle short for Magnus. Queen b3, I like it. Because this, because that. If not queen b3, you tell me what is better than queen b3. Could be knight to g. Queen b3 though. Queen b3. Queen b3, I think it's the number one move I'd consider here. And now think about queen b3. This is the most normal thing to do, but hey. So he took on e5, knight takes. Do you take one more time? Yes, because you give black double pawns. e6, e5 respectively. You could still go queen b3 and attack b7 and e6. Queen b3. I think it makes sense. Yeah, totally queen b3. Why not? What's wrong with queen b3? And then you're going to decide if it's bishop g5 or... Bishop g5 would be interesting, including to take. Because black takes back, and that's an incredibly bad bishop. So I think the plan would be something like this. Queen to b3, forcing black to defend e6 somehow. And then you're going to play bishop g5. Then you are going to take the knight if the knight's still there. Then bishop's going to take back, and you're going to have a very, very bad bishop. And then you're going to play your own knight to d, knight to c, wow, something like this. But queen b3 first, and then we're going to discuss about bishop g5, whether take or not, or... yeah, I think so. Interestingly, again, now Gukesh seems to just spend too much time. He just stays too long thinking. A bit, yeah, I mean, 4 minutes. 4 minutes is just matters so much. It's not going to get easy against Magnus, and if you are like 4 minutes handicapped, you're going to feel it towards the end, which is always still complicated. And he should be moving a bit faster now. So I don't think white would like to trade. You want to keep the queen on the board now because those two. So the weaknesses for black, and you probably guys are very much aware. Hello there, Matthew. Good to see you, my dear friend. So, oh yeah, yesterday's game, Matthew, was just spectacular. Yesterday game against Fabio was just something that left me in complete shock with that bishop g4 thing. So the weakness for black is e6 and e5. Those two. Let me see if I can do blue paint or something. Blue paint. Something like this. Or maybe red paint. Yeah, leave it to red or yellowish. Okay. So those two pawns are the biggest weakness for black. And white should attack those. This one. You have to go for the weakness. Really, he takes his time? Gukesh, what exactly is he calculating? Guys, have you seen something better than Queen B3 ideas? I mean, is there something else you need to calculate here? Queen C2 is just completely passive. If you play something aggressive, it's got to be something with a queen, no? You don't want to trade, I assume, so... What is it doing? What does this calculate here? What's going on? Come on, Gookie, move, man. 92. Okay, he doesn't trade the queens. No, obviously. He develops. Well, okay. I suppose he could do queen b3 later and then knight f3, stuff like that, and you still attack a lot of things. Yeah, okay. I guess you can play queen b3 later on. But let me tell you, he stayed far too long. Far too long. 3 minutes 30 sec and 9 minutes in comparison, 9 minutes for Magnus. He just spent too much time thinking about this. Yeah, okay, fine. I guess you go with knight f3. So bishop c5 by Magnus. Uh-huh. I know why. It's because this. Well, you can't do it now, but probably you will at some point. You have to be careful with that one. So now Magnus wants to go for this guy on f2. Certainly. Well, you could do knight f3 and it's okay. There you go, knight f3 now. But probably Magnus gonna trade off queens. What's with the e4 pawn? Queen takes, rook takes, knight takes. Sorry, something didn't work exactly right. It didn't work. No, I think he freaking messed up something. Exactly. No. He should have played queen b3, I think. I think white should have played queen b3. Maybe I'm missing something. Bishop e3, but I don't know what to say. It's okay. Bishop takes, pawn takes, you know. And the guy, so this guy is still hanging, you know. Maybe. Okay, perhaps. Bishop e3. Bishop takes, pawn takes. That's a forcing stuff. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Yeah. What else? I'm still not happy with that knight d2 Gukesh played. Yeah, we're gonna ask the engine afterwards. I don't know if that was the best move ever. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Magnus, 8 minutes. Almost. What is he thinking? I think you should take on e3. Well, you don't have to because the knight is there. So if they take, you take. But e5 is hanging anyway. Hmm. He took, which I said I would have taken just straight away. E5 is hanging, but you can't. I mean, you could do this, rook f5, but I mean, yeah, you can. Definitely you can. But you give up on the. He played it. But Magnus gonna play rook d7, I'm telling you. He played rook f5 to defend e5, right? Okay, we can see that clearly. That's why he played rook f5, and I did say it. But allows Magnus to play rook d7, and then the other rook's gonna come over, and that's what's gonna be for sure. Most definitely, absolutely. Rook d7. No, rook d7 for Gukesh, I mean. Did I say Magnus? I apologize. Yeah. So rook d7 seems to be the most logical thing, unless it's a blunder. But it doesn't look like a blunder. It looks like a very good move to play for white. You're doubling the rooks on the d and you attack on the 7th rank. There you go. Very good. Rook c8. Get the other rook in action. Rook a to d. He has to. There you go. Normal stuff. Normal chess. Rook ad. Makes sense. A lot. A lot of sense. Maybe there's check, but then they can. Nah, they can't because the pawn is hanging. Good. That sounds like a plan. So I wonder, should black play king f8? I'm serious about this. King f8. I'm serious. Is this probably the only way for black to defend? King f8, check, takes, check, and then king here. I'm looking for a way to actively defend. Magnus play knight c5, attacking the white rook, but that's going to be a trade. Yeah, a trade, but after king goes out, how do you play? Well, you play rook c8 and you attack this. Maybe if Gukesh were to just move a little bit faster, would be great. Okay, rook d8. What are you waiting for? Where do you want to go? Rook d8, rook d8, rook d8. Check. King f7, rook c8. You attack c7 and such. So that's how you play it, I guess. Maybe also this. Yeah, but that's not. Yeah. Why did it stay so long? Of course you do that. Check now. Oh, I don't think black's gonna block. Oh, no, you can't be serious. Rook takes, king takes, knight takes. No, you have to. And then king f2. Was it really necessary to play this? I don't know what to say. Maybe he didn't want to allow rook c8 that we discussed about, though. So probably that's the reason why Magnus dropped rook f8. He doesn't want to allow the white rook to do stuff on the back rank, attacking the pawns from behind. That is why. So, okay, now you either play rook d2 or you trade off. What do you do? I think I would trade king takes and knight e5. And then 3-3-6, 3-3-6. Maybe a draw after all. With the most correct play. Maybe a draw. Yeah, you have to take the rook and take the pawn, and then it's a draw. Oh no, he dropped the rook to d1. He's like 1 minute and Magnus 6 minutes, 40 seconds. So he refused the trade. I guess black's gonna play this stuff back, or they're gonna push the pawn. I'm not sure. There is also this. Well, that is something. I actually think I start to appreciate the wisdom of rook d1. Really, I really start to appreciate the depth of this decision. I think rook d1 is excellent in terms of you do not trade the rooks just yet, but you do plan to play b4. You send the black knight in this array. Probably they're going to go a6. And when they do so, then you go back on d7, whilst your knight still pressurizes this guy. So it's a lot of good stuff. Black's turn, by the way. Yeah, he pushed the pawn, of course. Knight to e5, absolutely. Could this be a draw with the most correct play? This one doesn't work, I guess, because we got this check. Then you're gonna have to put the rook back. Might work. What? H5 by Magnus? Chess. H5? Why? That allows knight g6 and things. Why h5? It allows the white knight to jump things and all. Okay. No, you can't do that because it would have been knight f6 and you lost the rook. So that is why there was no danger of a pin and all. Now you got this. Or better, rook d4. You still have to grab this guy in the center. And then king f2. Interestingly, 336, 347. You have to take that guy on e4. So rook d4 feels like the normal way to continue from this point. Rook d4. Rook d4. Rook d4. Gukesh is weirdly slow today. He's just slow. He's very slow today. You can't be that slow when you play Magnus. You have to move a bit faster. He's just... I don't know what he's doing. It feels so normal to play. My God, rook d4 after like 1 minute. It was the most normal thing ever to play, no? Rook d4. That pawn, okay. If you want to defend, you have to put the rook in between the two pawns. Like a little sandwich there. But I'm not convinced about rook e5 very much, but... If you allow the white rook to take on e4, they'll be attacking this one too, but then king f7. Rook e5. Yeah, but then check. And then you play, or you move this way, and then they attack you rook d7, and you cannot defend anything. Actually, you sort of lose. Looks to me rook e5 now by black is actually very bad. It's the way to lose with black here, if you do rook e5. Because your black rook will not be able to protect these three guys. That's big problem there. Very big problem. So you can't play rook e5. That's a disaster. And he gonna move something else. I don't know what. Maybe he is going to play king f7 in the end. King f7 and then one more time because you want to... Oh, okay. Rook d5. So if you capture, I'm going to do check. Gukesh tried to force Magnus to take so that he could take with the pawn, having connected pawns, and then attacking this guy on e4 with the king. Very, very wise. Very wise. Very wise. Rook takes, pawn takes. Black plays probably king f7, and white follows with king f2, king e3. Attack this guy, can't be protected. Very wise and nice. Very good. Really good. I like it. Let's see what Magnus moves. Yeah, there could be a psychological more logic. It could be a psychological thing, but he spends so much time with moves that would be otherwise considered like normal moves. I mean, you don't need to calculate sacrifices, right? You just defend, attack, defend, attack. Simple stuff. If you don't take the white rook, what's Magnus playing then? You have to take. I think he has to take. If you go... Where do you go? if you allow the white rook to dominate on the d file, I think you probably just lost the game. Because if white rook is allowed to play d7, you are not able to defend those three guys on the left. So he had to take. That's the reason for which Magnus took. And now we're going to see this and that, absolutely. But very well played. He just needs to play a little bit faster. He just needs to move a bit faster. Magnus going to push this guy for sure. So play king e3. Yeah, king f5. Probably we're going to see this and that. Probably. I'm not sure, but probably. b4. He has to move a little bit faster, man. He got a pawn majority here on the queen side. Instructive chess ending, difficult and time consuming. Difficult and time consuming. He needs to. White tries to create a pass pawn. Black wants to defend this guy as long as possible. That's important. But you always have h3, g4 takes, king takes and takes. Yeah, you could do h3 and then you play g4 with white, because the secret is to make the black king go away from defending e4, to which you take with a king. And after you take with a king, I think you can play d5, threatening. When the guy takes, you take, I guess. a6 play by black here. Question is if you do h3, g4 straight away or just play a4. He played h, not allowing g5 to happen. Okay. He doesn't allow any counter game and nothing. King can go g4 though, but you just take, I guess. Bit difficult and time consuming. I understand what you're saying, more logic. I don't think he wants to lose at all. He does want to lose, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, he doesn't want to be completely crushed. He'd rather get flagged than to like lose in a horrible position. So he cares. I think he does care more for the quality of the games he plays. b5 by Magnus. b5. c5 almost instantaneously by Guki. c6 cementing. There's no d5 going to happen. g3. Now we're going to see g6 and then a3. Oh, who's going to give way? Because that's exactly the kind of stuff that happens. Do you have to take or do you push this guy? He's within the promotion square, but I'm capturing. Guys, this is a sort of like a puzzle. King and pawns ending. Do you push d5 or not? Did he get flagged? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Did he, like, what? Did he get flagged? Or what happened here, man? It says is he lost. He lost due to time or he lost what? Let's find out. What do you play? d5, I thought. Then the guy takes. Then you're going to go c6, no? Then king e6. Yeah, but you can't take because it's this guy. So you can't make any breakthrough, any nothing. a4. Yeah, these are the arrows that I thought I would play. Guys, I did say, nah. h5 was if you guys remember, look at the arrows. I did say that if I were Guki, I would play a4. He blundered. I would play a4, getting all the pawn majority upwards. That's what I said. a4 minus 0.12. You got a fat chance to just simply draw the game. h5 is a catastrophe. It's not a good move. I don't like h5. Absolutely not at all. No. I think you should take your time, enjoy the vast pawn majority here, get your guys connected, a4, and you're doing very well. a4 was the move, and very likely a move that personally I would have played. Also, I was thinking h3 to play. But there's no need to rush anything. A4 is actually the deal. I'm sorry he didn't decide to play and he went for H5, which H4, which is bad. It's just bad. And Magnus just started to. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, and now it's just going down. I'm sorry for Gookie. Well. Results. Let me have a quick look here. Magnus 7.5. So he's in the lead now. Not a surprise. We're kind of expecting. He's kind of like dominating in all chess formats and everything. So yeah, number one again, Magnusito. Hikaru second, Gookie third. Let's see the next ones. Round number 9 gonna happen very, very soon. Fabi Magnus. Gookie Hikaru again. Okay. Whoop. All right, now it's time to quickly say hello to my TikTokers and something. Yes, user 296. Yes, the time is a problem. The time is a problem. And yes, more logic. He should have played A4 as we discussed. The H4 was a bad move. I didn't like it at all when I saw that move. I absolutely did not like it. It was such a bad choice. It didn't look good. And I'm pretty sure lack of time played a fundamental role in that position. Less the time, less the quality of moves. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to blunder. That's why Bullet is so freaking crazy. People blunder like maniacs. Okay. Pour myself another cup. Waiting for these guys to restart the games. We're going to do a puzzle in the meantime. Fellas, thanks for following the ghost. Please do, my dear TikTokers, Twitch users, YouTube friends, guys, do follow, subscribe, please. If I didn't say it, I apologize if I said it too many times. For those of you that already subscribe, it's just for the new friends that join. So we're going to do a quick puzzle now before they start again. Let's do a quick puzzle. Do you see? Yes, you do see. And white to play. Calculate correctly. This freaking messages, they shouldn't be there. Calculate correctly and you win the bishop. That's what it says. Oh, where's the board? Yeah. We're going to win a bishop. So we have to deflect the queen from protecting the bishop. And the first move that I'm thinking is this. They say calculate correctly, you win the bishop. What bishop? The bishop on a6, bishop e3. So you attack the queen. Queen gonna go here. Bishop b7 for sure. And but there is another thing as well. There is this freaking move. That's interesting. Pawn can't take because it's pinned. You still attack the queen. Queen's gonna go b7. Still. Huh. Oh, and then you take. Queen takes and you win a piece. Gee, Dios mío. Okay, I found it. It's not bishop e3. It is knight d5, queen b7, queen takes a6, queen takes a6, knight c7 check for king, king plays, knight takes. And that's how you win the bishop. So I'm just going to play it. 1, 2, well, they said it, so that's why I found it. If they kept quiet, I'm not sure I would have found it, but they said, oh, calculate correctly, you're going to win the bishop. Knight c7 and queen. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 minus versus 2. White is winning. Ta-da! They shouldn't give us the messages and stuff. Yes, Three Boys Dad, I completely sympathize with your message. A phenomenal and very clear chess coach. One of my favorites, if not the favorite commentator. Amazing chess coach and stuff. And I'm very sorry for that hugely unfortunate event and situation. Very, very sad about this whole thing. Okay. Puzzle. Find a way to win a bishop. Why do they say what to play? They shouldn't say that. They shouldn't say things. They shouldn't say things. So guys at the chess.com, if there is any admin, just take away the messages, dudes. Just take away the freaking advice, because that's a little bit like cheating and telling people what to play. It's like me when I'm doing at the primary school chess clubs and I'm helping the young students, telling them, hey, if you focus properly, you're gonna win this, you're gonna take that, and you're helping the young kids. You help them to find the move, but they shouldn't do that on chess.com. Yeah, if I could, I would take the message off the screen. I would take the coach off the screen here, so it shouldn't be. Anyway. Yes, Three Boys, that it's wholeheartedly, my dear friend. Absolutely, I agree with you. Great, great, great loss for Chess Universe here. No, Matthew, it's not on this one. Nope. If you're talking about the chess clutches and stuff, it's only 4 people, and Alireza is not amongst them. Neither MVL. There is no French. No Frenchies in this event. Only 2 US citizens and the World Chess Champion and the Norwegian, the GOAT. So how the heck do we win now the bishop? Because they said this whole day. Find a way to win a bishop. Yeah, well, I'm going to find it straight away. Wait a minute. I'm going to find it immediately. Give me a second. Do I have to send this knight somewhere first? The knight's going to go wherever the knight's going to go. First thing first. Okay. And then maybe I'll take, then the guy takes. And then I'll play, and if they take, I have some sort of a checkmate. Oh, no. I'll take now. Bang. Boom. Check. When they take, actually, I'm checkmating. So, look, they shouldn't give us the hints and the helpful ideas on the screen. They shouldn't do that. They should let the people figure out themselves. Okay, let me have another look. Rook takes c6. Rook takes c6. Okay. Rook takes c6. It has to be, right? I mean, you're forcing. You just took stuff from them. Then knight to e7 check. And you attack the rook. So, okay. If rook takes, then we're going to have checkmate with rook on the back rank. So let's take the bishop on c6. Yeah, it's brilliant because they told us what to play. We just had to do the sequence now. Now we're going to go with another sacrifice here. Knight to e7 check. If they move the king, we're going to take the black rook on c6, so winning nonetheless. Oh, the second brilliancy. Woohoo! 2 brilliancies, man. Amazing. It ain't going to be checkmate, but we're going to take the black rook on c6 now with the knight, and ending up with 2 minor pieces and rook versus 1 minor piece and black rook. Therefore, white is winning. But then again, they shouldn't give us the messages. They should let us finding ourselves. The other one is the Speed Chess Championship, Matthew, which continues tomorrow. So let me just briefly go back because you've asked the question. So this stuff we're covering now, the Clash Chess coverage, is just an event with Carlsen, Hikaru, Fabi, Guki. But tomorrow is the Speed Chess Championship. So let me show you that one. Let me go to the events page. Give me 2 sec. We're going to go back. And so I think you're talking about, Matthew, about this one, Speed Chess Championship, which continues tomorrow. And tomorrow, 29th, is going to be a phenomenal clash. Nepomniachtchi Nishgiri. I'll try cover that one. And on the 30th, we have Fabi Prague. Now they're gonna be also of great interest for the chess enthusiasts. And let's go back to this event of this evening. Where is it? This one. Have they started? No, they haven't. So that means we're going to do another puzzle. Yes, let's do another puzzle then. Yes, guys, please do follow the ghost and the subscribing and this and that. I need to cover that thing. That's a blunder. Can you find how to win the queen? Yeah, sure. Now because you said I'm going to win the queen, probably I'm going to have to win the queen now. Because they said. Okay, let's try figure out what the heck to do here. There's a check with the rook on the back rank, that's for sure. Forget about the black knight. This guy doesn't mean anything. It has to stay blocked for now. So if I play rook on the back rank, that's a check. If they block with the black rook, I'm going to take and checkmate. I'm going to take with the rook and checkmate if they block. So I'll take them one by one. If king moves, sorry, rook e8, king goes f7, right? Right. Then we could do some rook f8 check. And when they play, then we're going to take on f6 with one of the two. I think just something like this. It's got to be this. It could be this. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't like it. Although, nah, no. Absolutely not. No. It's got to be rook e8. It has to be rook e8. Rook e8, king f7, queen f8. No, rook f8 check, and then we're going to take f6 with check. It has to be this. Am I correct, guys? Thanks for the follow, Marion. Cheers, brother. Thank you. Please tell me that's correct. Yes, that is correct indeed. Now, what the heck are we playing here now? Queen? No, not queen. Rook, because we're going to take f6 with tempo. If we do queen, king's going to play g6. It's not clear. Yeah, you go G, then they go here, then you go here. Wait a minute, which one is it? This one. Bingo, bang, boom, they go here. Yeah, but then I have this. I mean, I'm winning every. I mean, I'm not sure. Let me do this thing accurately, perhaps. Queen or rook f8. Queen or rook f8. It's gotta. But what if it's queen h, though? Nah, he blocks with this. No. That doesn't work. No. Okay, let me look again. Bang. But they go this way. Check. What if they go here? No, I don't like it. It's rook. It's rook. We're going to find another check. Maybe rook. Yeah, it's got to be rook f8, right? Yeah, rook f8 all day. Absolutely rook f8. And now we're going to take back with the queen. I hope so very much. Then queen's going to go here. Sorry, king is going to play d5. We're going to continue the onslaught with rook to d8. Check again. It's got to be queen f6. Queen d5. King d5. Rook d8. Check again. I don't know what they move. Okay. Wait a minute. Before this queen f6, have we got something else? I haven't looked at queen e3. You know, I mean, it was like automatically queen f6. But what if it's queen e3? What if it's queen e3? No, 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 no. That rook has to disappear. No, that rook has to disappear. The black rook on f6 has to disappear. It's too dangerous. Yes. Too dangerous to mess around. Okay. What is that? 1, 2, 3 daily solver, 60 points, whatever. Okay, good. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. But they should take the messages off the screen. Okay, let's go back and see what Magnus plays against Fabi and Hikaru with Gukesh. Let's have a look. Oh, they didn't move a damn thing. But they will be playing 28th. They will be playing this evening. Yes. Yes, supercalifragilistic. That is correct. That was the queen indeed. It was too dangerous not to take with the queen on f6. Way too dangerous. I thought it maybe is just some further checks, but you can't allow the queen to stay. Let's go for another puzzle. They haven't started yet. Let's do another one. Why to move? Ah, finally, something more neutral. How do you win the game? Well, okay, thank you for not telling me I'm supposed to take a piece or not. So whatever white plays, we have to go with checks now. Very many checks. Knight is not pinned, so knight is available, queen is available to play. We need to figure out a way to win. But we need to deliver check after check after check. Do we? They can't check us. Ah, yeah, but this guy is hanging. So we have to do checks. Okay. It's got to be check. Probably queen e8. Probably queen e8. This guy's going to go here. King g7. Then you can play this. Check. Then they're going to go back. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What about queen f6? Gonna go back in a corner, right? What about this? No, there's a subtlety here. There's a subtlety here. There's a few checks. There's a few checks. E8, f6, c8. There is a subtlety. I need to play a check and then eventually with the knight also a check. But I don't know in what sequence with absolute certainty. So I need to still investigate. Or do I do some preparation for it? Nah, you can't prepare a damn thing because they're going to take b5 for check. You can't prepare anything. You have to check them. Queen c8, g7, c7, they go back. No. c8, g7, b7, they go back. So what did you... No, that doesn't look good. e8, the most natural way. This guy goes like this, g7. Then you're going to play e7 check. Then they move back, say. And then you play queen f8. So you're going to... Yeah, that's it, I guess. Let me do it again. e8, g7, check. They ain't going to play h6. It's bad enough as it is. Yes, and if they go g8, we're going to play knight f6 and checkmate is coming again. So queen e8, g7, check. If they... Yeah. It's just queen e8, queen e7. I guess along this lines. Am I correct? Yep. Yes. Queen e8. We were correct. King to g7. Now we continue the attack. It's got to be check. Queen e7 again. If they play this way, we're going to deliver checkmate. If they go in the corner, we're going to deliver checkmate regardless. So we're going to play check again. Now we come with the knight. The knight delivers check, pushes the king in a corner, and then we're going to have queen f8 checkmate. So knight to f6 check with tempo. Wait, is there more than a checkmate? Because apparently, oh no, h7 is a catastrophe. God, I'm such an idiot. You can't take this because there's a queen here. Jesus Christ. The only way, I mean, yeah, it has to be queen f8. Because if you go e8, then they're going to run away and stuff. So this is the only way to play. There is no other way. Still subtle. You have to pay attention. You need to be careful of this stuff, or you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up. Thank you, Supercalifragilistic. Back to Hikaru and Guki, if they started clutch chess. Haha! They did indeed. What is this madness, Nimzo Indian freaking crazy stuff? E6, knight c3, bishop, okay. E3, castles. What the heck did they play? C5, D5, takes, and takes, and takes, and takes. Jesus Christ, knight e4? Why not d6, no? I thought that d6 is the default approach. Knight e4. Like knight e4? Sorry, do you guys play Nimzo Indian? And is the knight e4? My dear TikTokers, you guys more familiar with the Nimzo Indian? Are you like supposed to play the knight to e4 now? I mean the black knight to e4, really? I thought that you're just supposed to play d6 or something. Knight e4. And Gukesh, bishop g7, boom. What is this maniacal thing? Now, if the king were to capture, there is queen to g check and attacking the knight. So king goes whatever, and then you're going to take the knight. That is why Hikaru took f2 and attacks the queen. King takes. King takes. The boys are crazy now. Queen to g4 makes a lot of sense. And you better develop. Oh, he moved the queen away from the rook g8 attack, I suppose. Queen to f. Okay. Probably this, probably this. That feels the most... Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on this one because it seems to be exciting. Finally, some... amongst other things, yeah, no. Knight f3, bishop d3, I think they make a lot of sense. d6, yeah, well, finally he decided to play d6. Knight f3, we did say that. Rook g8, it is very likely. It is very likely. But nah, not rook g8 because we got a problem with queen takes f7. I'm going to tell you something. Bishop d3 seems to be very dangerous here for black. And if you want to look at queen to h6 is even more dangerous. And if you want to look at knight to g5, even more dangerous. So ideally, I would like to have the white pieces placed like bishop to d3, queen to h6, and knight to g5. And I think that is just good. Queen to e7 played by Hikaru, bishop to d3, knight to d7 automatically. Probably he panicked now. He want to play queen f6 immediately because it's very dangerous. If queen h6 or f6 for sure. Rook to f. I think Guki want to drop king to g1 and exert some tough pressure on the f file eventually. Yeah. Rook f, it's like he castle. I'm going to tell you something. I think the white king is safer than the black king. Particularly after king to g1. So after white king g1, white king definitely better than the black king. Black king is more exposed. And Gukesh, I think that he needs to decline any queen's exchange. You're not going to trade the queens. Keep the queen on the board. Don't trade off the queens. Queen f6, and you have to move. It's something weird because queen f6 also attacks here. So exactly you're supposed to play. But there could be some other subtleties. Queen f6, queen to e4. You can't just say it's done. It's not done. Queen e4. You take, check, fine. King goes g1, fine. But then you have a massive problem on h7. I think this is exciting. After queen f6, I don't think Gukesh is going to trade off the queen. After queen f6 by black, I guess white can respond with queen e4, threatening checkmate on h7. So this is a serious thing. And I kind of like it. If there is any queen b2, forget about it. King g1, you're done. You're fine. Knight b6. Aha. He wants to probably play c4. And, well, attacks d5, actually. That is certain. And also, you can't play now queen to f5 because bishop takes you. You can't play queen to e because black queen is going to take. Absolutely certain. What you can do, though, with the white is queen h6. Because it's checkmate threat. And then if you given a chance, you're going to play knight g5 as well. Forget about the pawn on d5 for now, as long as the threat is bigger than losing that pawn. Yes, Jack, indeed. Queen to h6 makes a lot of sense to me. Like a lot. It's a checkmate threat, Jack. This is absolutely clearly. Queen h6 threatens checkmate on h7. This is absolutely serious. You got to defend something. And the onus is on black. But yeah. I forget about the pawn on d5. Yeah, that guy don't matter. Queen h6 matters for Gukesh. Let's see. Queen h6 threatens h7 checkmate, keeps an eye on the f8, so black has to be careful, either keeping queen or playing the bishop to connect the rooks. Maybe they kind of like have to. They don't have too many choices, Jack, so yes, queen h6, f6. If you don't, what do you play? And then there is another idea. You know, you could actually play knight h4 to jump g6. That's another idea. And when you play knight h4, you're also inviting the rooks to the party. So it's getting really funny now. Really funny. I think white is kind of going to win this one if you play it in this ideas. What the heck did he play, man? Someone open up door. e4. Why e4 for Christ's sake? Forget about the pawn. Who cares about a pawn when you're threatening checkmate? So I was thinking this. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go for the strongest move. e4. I'm not excited anymore. Yeah, I have to go to the door. Come on, man. Open up door. Jesus. Okay, fine. Where were we? Am I blocking the screen? Oh my God. It's my fault. Thank you very much, man. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's move the... Yeah, because I was solving the puzzles. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Cheers, man. Okay, cool. Now that's cool. Yes, yes, Jack, you are correct. Thank you very much, Super Califragilistic, now for drawing my attention. Yes, I'm very disappointed in the choice. Very disappointed. I don't like it anymore. I don't like this anymore. It's not what I wanted to. I just don't like it anymore. I don't want to find solutions because I'm disappointed. I don't think e4 was probably the best one. I don't like e4. I hate e4 move that he played. I need to find out the objective truth. I need to know. Jesus Christ. E4, rook a1, queen e4, queen h6 is not even mentioned. What's wrong with queen h6, man? What the hell is wrong with queen h6? Am I blundering something? It's not a blunder. It's not a blunder, Jack. f5, though. What did I say I'm playing? I said I'm playing... I did say about knight h4 as well. I did. Apparently, it's not the best course of action for white. Well, sometimes we was wrong. Okay, let's cover up the whole thing. I really wanted to know what's with that e4. Apparently, the game is fairly balanced. Yeah, it is. Now back to where we were. Yes, califragilistic, but apparently it was one of the engine's top moves because the queen h6 is not strong enough. I think it would have been a psychological move anyway, and not a complete blunder, but interesting. Black's turn to move now. Well, we'll see about that. Can black capture now e4? I guess you kind of can. And then queen takes, bishop takes. Is this going to be a draw? Hard to say. Maybe. It's going to be a draw. Maybe. Let's see Magnus Fabi now. Let me check again if the screen is in good order. Yes, it is. It is. It is. What is Magnus doing, man? Since when Fabi is that fast? Since when? Fabi has 6 like a Magnus 2. Since when? Rook E. Doubling up on the D file, probably. H. Rook A6. Attacking A2. He goes with the pawn. He goes with the H. That's where the king is. Attacks the knight. Knight goes H6. Attacks G. And now we can debate. Now we can debate if white is supposed to defend G4 to take the knight. Looks like you sort of have to take the knight. It looks. Or is there any other things you gotta do? No, you have to take the knight because you need the tempo to defend against losing A2. So unfortunately unfortunately for the dark square white bishop, you need the tempo to defend A2. You can't afford to lose that guy. Therefore, bishop takes H6, G takes H6, and you need to figure out how you defend A2 if you can't find a stronger attacking idea. Maybe you first take on B4, then black takes, and then you're going to play A3, something like that. Something like this, maybe. So you can't lose A2. If you lose A2, I think you kind of lose the game. There is another subtlety. When you take on H6, it doesn't mean black has to take with a pawn. They might just take with the rook. So, yeah, but you have to take on H6 first, I think. Unless some stronger alternative and I'm not seeing it. I don't know what to say. But I would take on H6. Thank you for following, Codeman. Cheers, brother. Appreciate very much, my friends, for the follow or for the subscribe, if it's YouTube or something else. If it's TikTok, it's for the follow, yeah. G5, a bad move. Let me think. I think it's a kind of like bad move because it invites knight to G. It invites knight to G4. But the stuff he played now, King F3, which I sort of understand, he just dropped A2 pawn. So I don't know what to say anymore. Maybe he wants to play g5. What you said, yes, that's your idea, Jack. But then again, you're not gonna get that knight. Okay, it's difficult to say. Is he planning on pushing? Gee, man. Now that's a next level plan here. Because if you create a pass pawn on the h file, that could be fatal for black. The whole idea was he gave up on the a2 pawn in order to advance g and then h. Now that is just next level planning. Jack, I think you had a golden idea. Your plan is very interesting. Your interpretation is great. Yes, 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 yes. Look at this stuff. Probably to prevent knight h4 and stuff. So king g4 attacks the knight. My lord, takes. Whoa, Fubby. Yeah. Gee, this is difficult. Is Magnesito gonna lose this one? I think, Jack, you are most correct. I think Magnus is very inconvenienced by Fabi, just to utter an understatement. I think he is very inconvenienced. This is annoying, this stuff. Very annoying. Also, if you go with the king to g7 and stuff, there is also this bishop to e5. This is annoying, very annoying. Which the bishop, not just that would check the king, but it defends along the a1, h8, and also invites the rook to practically like checkmate you, sort of. My god, this is so freaking annoying now. Let's see, do you take the bishop with the knight, or you take, the guy takes, and you go back to rook h2, because you practically want to check and win the rook on b8, no? Or do you do knight f6 threatening c7 just to, quick shortcut here? Which one is it? Knight f6. Yeah, but then they move the rook somewhere. I don't know. Do you do rook h2 now? Do you take the knight? Do you take the bishop with the knight? Do you play rook h2? I don't know. But now Fabi is like blitz and Magnus plays bullet. Tough, very tough. You actually need to sit down a couple of good minutes to play this one correctly. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I think probably you should take the bishop. And then go quickly rook h2 to win the black rook and stuff. That's what I think. It might be some other ideas too. Stronger maybe. Well, it is something. Yes, Califragilistic, I think she should take with the knight, my friend. I agree. That's what I think as well. Yeah, absolutely. But no, he played knight f6, which I did mention. I did mention knight f6, which actually wants to fork and win the rook. So now you have to move the rook. I guess you have to move the black rook. I mean, you can move the king, but where the hell do you move the king? It's freaking difficult for Magnus. There's no wonder Magnus is like 30 seconds, even less. Oh yeah, knight f6 is very aggressive. Probably knight took the bishop would have been also a good plan. But knight f6 is forking. It's just simply fucking forking. Oh, what? Dude, this kind of subtleties are so freaking annoying. Oh my god, what the heck is going on, man? What's going on here? What? Everything is hanging. If you do check, they're gonna play this. Then you're gonna play check. Then they're gonna go back. Then you're gonna push this. Then knight's gonna take. Then rook's gonna take. Do you have a checkmate or not? Do you have a checkmate? And you have to decide this in a minute, which is incredibly annoying. Do you play the check and a fork? But then you may have a big problem with this kind of stuff. You might be just need, I mean, you might need to sacrifice the rooks and stuff. If you don't checkmate, I think you're kind of screwed. What is he doing? Jesus Christ, what the heck is he doing? Do you play the check? Because it looks to me now, at least, you have to push the E pawn. Yeah, but then they're gonna move here. This is okay. I don't know. I think Jack and I was discussing with our friend from TikTok, Supercalifragilistic, and I think we said knight takes the bishop would have been maybe a better choice. It just doesn't feel okay now. It fizzles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, rook takes b8, no? Rook takes b8. I don't know, man. It's so difficult. Okay, there is many things happening everywhere. Apparently, in the end, Magnus isn't problemo. Well, you could do stuff, man. Oh, no, you do check, you take, and you protect the rook with the knight. No. You do bang. Yeah, but then, no. You have to take with the rook on b8. Rook b8 takes b2, they takes, and you takes, and that is that. Yeah, rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes, no? I mean, I'm not sure it's completely over, but that's my reaction here. I don't know what else to play. Oh, he took with the other rook. Check now, and yeah, that's it. I think game over. Bang and boom. And that is that. Then this guy's going to be captured too. Magnus going to resign. Magnus going to resign right now. He's lost. He's lost. That's it. You push this guy. I'm going to take. He's going to resign now. He's going to resign now. That's it. He doesn't resign? Why? He's so done here. He's so finished here. No, Fabi was just a freaking wizard. Fabi was an absolute wizard in the... Yeah, of course he resigned. Absolutely he resigned. Fabi was an absolute wizard. Gee, dude, that was... let me see if the ideas I was discussing with our friend on TikTok is actually... I want to see if this one is working. Or this one is working right at this very moment. Not that knight f6 is not killing, but let me just see. Bishop d6, knight f6, second line of the engine. Rook h1, also in the spirit of check and this and that. Is knight d6 a complete catastrophe, though? Plus 4.33. Let me just take. Oh, man, don't tell me that's a bad move. Nah, it's still winning. It's still winning for white, but it's not as strong as knight f6. Yeah, okay, it's kind of cool. So, Fragilistic, we kind of were still winning, but stronger knight f6. Or rook h1, for that matter. Tough, very tough. And Magnus had lost. And in between Hiki and Guki, Hiki, we've got a draw. We got a draw. And round number 10 gonna happen any second now. Probably we're gonna cover that one too. Yeah, they kind of like drew. Guki Hiki. Next game would be Hiki white, Guki black, Magnusito white, and Fabi black. Here is to another rapid. In the meantime, back to puzzles. Yeah, sure thing. Try to win the night. They always have to say something, no? They couldn't keep quiet, man. They always have to say. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Jack, look, I mean, you got one of the best chess players on the planet now. Just cracking on and playing and stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's great. It's great. They don't do bullet, they don't do crazy stuff. They actually sit down and think. It's great. Absolutely great chess. I enjoy it. Cheers to that. Try to win the knight. Which knight? There's two knights here. Which one I'm supposed to win? Let's see. Probably it's a tactic. Ah, yeah. Of course. They shouldn't say that. They just shouldn't say that. They shouldn't. Why do they say that? It's cheating, no? You try to do puzzle and they tell you, oh, take the knight. Queen f6, king f6, knight d5, check, wins the queen. That's it. You just took material. What is there a setting that we can make him be quiet? Hello, Jay-Z. Yes, you can watch this on chess. You can watch this on chess.com. I don't know if Leechess does it because I think it's organized by these guys, by the chess.com guys, I think. So certainly you can be on chess.com. You could check on Leechess see if it works though. But I think for the time being, this one in particular is available on chess.com platform. And thanks for the follow. Cheers to that. Yes, that was the missing brilliancy. And that is the normal follow-up. And thank you for the piece. Okay. That was that. Did I do the daily chess puzzle? Nah, I'm not going to buy this. Daily chess puzzle, let me see. Daily chess puzzle. Is it visible? Yes. You guys did the daily chess puzzle? Dropsy Turvy. What is that? Black to move. Well, what day is today? Tuesday. Well, that probably should be an easy one. If it's Tuesday, it shouldn't be that difficult. Looks like we need to make the white king go away from protecting the queen so we can take the queen for free with our queen following rook h8 check. Probably. But it might be also this. It might be also knight g2. Why? Well, if the king runs away, we're going to take the queen straight away. If, well, there is no if. That's exactly what you do. The reason why rook h8 might not be the stuff is because they still play this kind of things, I guess. You're just prolonging the whole thing. You don't have to. I think it's a longer solution, and the quickest one is knight g2. You might be winning with rook h8, but it just takes too long. And it's dangerous. And it's just dangerous. Whereas this one wins the queen. It just wins the queen. King has to move. Can't play h5 check. They need to go h3 and you win the queen. And now we're going to take the white queen. That was the whole thing. For a Tuesday, I think it's acceptable. I didn't do the daily chess puzzle in a very long time on my YouTubes and stuff. Probably I should pay attention and do another one. Okay. So if they started, would be good. If not, we're gonna go back to chess puzzle and stuff. Daily chess puzzles. Hey, they started, man. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, no engine, for Christ's sake. Let's refresh the page. That's it. Magnus White, Fabi Black. Let's cover this, my dear friends. Let's cover this. What is that? Queen's Gambit. Mayhem variation. Queen's Gambit. Queen a4, check and attack c4. Knight d7, mayhem variation. Mannheim. Let's call it mayhem variation. Yeah. That's an unorthodox stuff to do. But I'm pretty sure Magnus is super confident. He's pissed off because he lost the previous game and he wants to shock Fabi. If he really wanted to shock Fabi, he should have played King's Gambit or something. So Queen's Gambit is not that much of a shock for Fabi. I don't think Fabi is very shocked about this. I don't think he is. Knight bd7. Okay, so what's white gonna do? G3 looks like in the spirit of this kind of position, resembling the Catalan and stuff, right? G3, bishop G2 seems like okay. I mean, you could play knight C3, you could play queen takes C4, you could play what? You could play E3. Yeah, you kind of shut off the bishop. But I think all the arrows here just show the bookish moves that white could do. 1, 2, 3, including queen c2, but leave the queen there because the pin is the pin though. So queen c, knight c, g3 to play bishop g2, bishop f4, maybe. I think these are theoretical moves here. Knight c3, yeah, of course. Good stuff about knight c3 is that it allows sort of like e4. So you could go very central, e4, and then given a chance, e5, frustrating the black knight, taking this guy with what? With the bishop or something. Yo, a6 wants to say you either take now with the queen or sort of like goodbye. But you could, yeah, you probably have to take it. You probably sort of have to take. And then you go normally e4 and stuff. You have to take c4 now. It might be some other things, but I don't like to complicate unnecessarily. So I think for all the safety reasons and stuff, just take with the queen on, take on c4 and just keep playing normal chess. Just keep playing normal chess. You could still do the craziness, g3 and stuff. You could, if you want. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, when they push the b, you could take with the knight. Because the a6 is pinned yet, but I don't know for how long I'm gonna stay pinned. So if you're asking me, I'll just take on c4. Thanks for the follow, guys. Thank you very much for follow and subscribe. Whatever the platform you're watching this from. Oh, there was a series called From. I think I like that. I think I like that series. Sort of like horror thing. Science fiction horror thing, From. A little bit similar with the German series called Dark. Also quite creative. In the same spirit. Bishop f4. I did say bishop f4. So you got a theoretical approaches. g3, bishop f4. Bishop f4. He chose to develop. He chose to develop. Okay. And you can take queen to c4 and do a little bit of pressure on c7 and yeah, playable. Absolutely playable. 6:45 for Magnus. 8:15 for Fabi. A bit more time. Man, Fabi crashed Magnus previously, no? He really, really upset the champ. He really upset him. I mean, like, he kind of like killed Magnus in the previous game. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, Jack. You are correct, brother. Absolutely. He killed Magnus a little bit in the end. That wasn't just king and pawn and I'm winning. That was like a little bit like obliteration there. There was a little bit like he just thrashed Magnus. He just... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It wasn't just normal winning. It was a super winning. E6. Okay. I think queen c4 now is very normal to play. Like now. It might be some others, but queen c4 again. I guess he knows theory way better than I. That's for sure. But that's what I would do. Maybe you could play e4 though, or e3. Maybe you want to take with the bishop. b5 still not playable really, because you're going to take anyway. Maybe e3, e4. Yeah, there you go, e4. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Jack, you are also a poet. I notice. He stole his soul. You're like a poet. I think you're into poetry and stuff. You probably read Arthur Rimbaud and some others. e4. So now going to be captured with the bishop and then castle short and things. b5 is not really playable. Not really playable. But it could be c6. So if c6 happens, then you're going to have to take with the queen, though. You probably have to take with the queen, no? b5. Hell, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's for Fabi to decide. Maybe you should do bishop e7 and castle. Maybe. Oh, hello there, Miriam. Well, it seems like you have extra information on our friend Jack. I mean, like he reads poetry whilst he's crushing you in 960. I think that's a bit too much. If that's the case, it's indeed something. He's a consumer of Arthur Rimbaud poetry and he plays 960. It's a bit too much, I think. $960. Yeah, I think we should play that thing also. Well, so you play a lot of 960, I guess. That is good. The fish around them. Probably they will organize soon enough some fish around them again. They do this a few times a year. So what is Fabi going to play? It's like a bit of a different vibe in comparison to the previous game where Fabi just simply destroyed Magnus. It's very positional now. It's not too much initiative for Black here. Black a little bit struggles here to develop the castle. Aha! Freestyle in December. Good. Well, not long from now. Time is flying. It's scary as hell. The more I think about the time, the more scared I get. It scares me. It's just too fast. It's way too fast. You want Jack, aka Andy, to be your victim. I say, well, if that's your preference, and if Jack agrees being your victim, I guess you sort of can do it. I guess, yeah. So what's Fabi doing here? 3 minutes 30 sec. He's too slow. What is he doing? So you will play in a future tournament. You're gonna play a Fischer random or a classical type of chess? I mean, if you is good friends or something. Hey, b5 now. We're getting into the stuff. Knight b, queen takes. This is a little bit sick. Fabi decided to play something a little bit twisted. This is a little bit twisted. I'm not very clear about this whole thing. What the heck is that? I'm not sure about b5. Guys, look, this is the critical point now. I would say bishop e7, castle the damn king, and just try to play some chess. But Fabi want to emulate Mikhail Tal. He goes with picking b5, knowing very well that Magnus gonna strike on b5. He knew that, seemingly. And then Fabi took, and Magnus took the rook on a8. And bishop b4 with tempo. And now I'm going to tell you something. You don't need to drop any minor piece on d2. Just move the damn king to d1. Looks to me an idea. So you don't want to trade. Play king to d. And you're going to play a crazy game again. I'm not sure about king d1 as being the best move here, but it looks like, why the hell not? Although you put the king on a file with the black queen, it's, I don't know how to say. I don't know. King e2, bone cloud sickness. King e2. Okay, probably you could play g3 and then bishop g2. Look, Fabi is doing some... Fabi is being very unorthodox lately. Fabi is not Fabi anymore. No? He doesn't play like Fabi. Do you think Fabi plays like Fabi this evening? I don't think he plays like Fabi. He plays like Mikhail Tal or something. That was a little bit shocking. B5 move was a little bit shocking. It's very difficult to estimate this very clearly, not using engine and stuff. It's very time consuming. The two white rooks don't even exist at this stage. You have just two minor pieces and the queen. And black is having four minor pieces, and now Fabi pushes e5. Look, I think he really does deliver some blows here to Magnus. I think Magnus is very uncomfortable playing Fabi now. Yes, Miriam, that is correct. This is very uncomfortable. I think Magnus just hates Fabi this evening. Yes, I think he's gonna pull some very interesting moves here, Fabi. Love it. I love to watch this, and I think Magnus really hates Fabi this evening. I'm telling you, this is just so annoying. Magnus is very annoyed. He's not comfortable. It looks to me that Fabi delivers exactly the kind of moves that would irritate Magnus very much. He does some very psychological strikes here. That might be also accurate, but there's really... Dude, if you don't take, I don't even know what to tell you. You could do bishop g5. I think I would do bishop g5, and if they capture with the pawn, I'm going to take with the knight. For something like knight to c6. So I'll tell you something. You don't take, you play bishop g5. You can't dilute your pieces. So you don't take, because if you take, you're going to generate trades, and Fabi going to be happy. If you want to make uncomfortable stuff for Fabi, you're going to play bishop g5. But e4, yeah, e4 is protected by the queen. Crazy enough. So bishop g5. Bishop g5. No, you don't trade nothing. I don't think you should trade anything. It is very difficult. a3 makes a lot of sense, Miriam. a3 makes a lot of sense. I mean, I agree. Yes, of course. I'm not fully convinced. I'm not sure it's the most aggressive one, but yeah, probably you can a3. But I like bishop g5 more. I like bishop g5 a little bit more. Yeah, I guess you can. One of them is the first, the second, third line. I don't know which is which, but bishop g5, I like it very much. And Magnus, so he took with the pawn. He attacks the knight. Knight takes e4. No. No. What the what is that? I guess if you take Jesus Christ, so if you take here something, there is some queen to D2. Oh Lord, this is a little bit sick, man. So you've got to take back with the knight, not with the bishop. Well, I mean, you could take with the knight too. The idea is you need to defend D2 against the queen and the bishop combined attack. This is serious. Look, this is just that these guys want to shock everybody. I did not expect. Look, Fabi plays stuff that I did not expect. Oh Lord, you lose the freaking queen. If you take with the knight, they got check and you lose the queen, man. You lose the queen if you take with the knight. Forget about the no, you lose the freaking queen. So you had to play rook a d1 to attack the black queen. Jesus Christ. Exactly right, Miriam and Jack. Yes, he just played rook d1 because that was the thing. Fabi is absolutely, she does the mother of the beans on toast. And a bit butter and bacon maybe, but that's another discussion, which is not the right place for this. Maybe I'm going to do some beans on toast. You never know. Maybe. You shouldn't take too long, but that's not the place for this kind of discussion. Rook, this is Jesus, man. You lose the queen, brother. Rook D. Knight plays by Fabi. He's cooking too much. He's cooking way too much. Queen C6 check. Bishop D7 blocks. Queen takes. I don't know what's going on, but this is just a little bit insane and beautiful at the same time. Queen takes, bishop takes, I guess. Who's better? Still, what is going on? The knight on d3 is also super dangerous, I guess. It's threatening to take b and stuff. Fabi refuses, but I guess... Oh my god, this is a check. Queen's going to come off the board now. Queen takes, bishop takes. Goodbye, queens. No! He moves the king to e7, thus the rook becomes super active, attacking on a and whatnot. And having two pawns, I think Fabi is going to win this one as well. Magnus is fuming. I think he is very upset. Do you know what Fabi has now, guys? He's got 4 freaking monsters here. 2 bishops and 2 knights. 2 bishops and 2 knights. I think Magnus is incredibly uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Four minor pieces. The rook on h1, Jack and Miriam. The rook on h1 doesn't even exist yet. Rook takes a2. b2 is hanging. We've got 2 passes on b and c. So that's a problem. This is a bit of a problem. And 2 bishops that kill everything. Let's see. It's fascinating. b2 is hanging. If you lose b2, you're going to be a nightmare to try to stop the b and the c pawns. I don't know. What are you doing to stop this? This is so difficult to play. It is very psychological, very emotional, incredibly tactical, and I don't think Magnus had expected this dirty game from Fabi. He thought Fabi plays clean, but Fabi can play very dirty as well. Rook b1, forcing Magnus to play defensively. So if Fabi wants, he can play very dirty. Beautiful nonetheless. Jesus. Fabi is not himself. Or maybe it's the best version of Fabi. I mean, this is not Fabi's style, no? It's not how Fabi plays chess. He's more like positional and stuff. He doesn't go into this craziness. It was something Very, very unexpected with Fabi this evening. Jesus. That move b5 that he played. And now look at this. I didn't expect this kind of crazy stuff, man. g5 now? g5? Of course, knight takes e4, checks the king, attacks f2. It's too much, man. It's so freaking too much. Just checks everywhere. Where do you move that king? Where do you move the king? He keeps the pressure on poor Magnus. He wants to break Magnus. He's a dirty boy. He wants to break Magnus, I tell you. I can't believe that. This is a phenomenal game again. Fabi, 2 games in a row. If he beats Magnus again, he gonna upset him very much. You can't upset the chump like this. You can't do this. Man, those bishops are an absolute nightmare. How do you keep up with the attack now, I wonder? Attacks the rook. Very dirty. Absolutely dirty stuff, man. There is, by God, I think he's fuming, Magnus. Move the rook back in the corner. Oh, Lord, look at this. Oh, Lord, but it don't mean nothing. I guess you could play bishop g6, no? Or you could play just check first, just to inconvenience him a little bit more. Oh, Lord. Another poet? And those poets, man. Bishop h3 by Magnus. Oh, that's an emergency stuff because he realized he needs to connect the rooks or he's going to get completely toast. Oh, Lord, this is too much. Oh, dude, bishop to f2. He had to sack because there's too much of a pressure attacking on the bishop everywhere. He is going to kind of like lose another game. I think it is very likely. It's very likely. It is very likely he's going to lose another. My God, this is check. Attacking this guy. I guess you can defend with something like bishop or what? No, he moves the knight. He wants to jump. He wanted to. Knight a4. They move so fast. This guy is hanging. Are you going to take back with something? Because you've got 2 passes. He is going to beat Magnus again. Is going to beat Magnus again. These guys don't matter. The G and H pawns, they don't mean nothing. These matter, though, very much. The guys on B and C matter very much. Let's see. When the black knight goes God knows where, the rook also attacks. Pressure, I guess you kind of have to take. What do you play? You need to attack the king. The white king somehow. He attacks, he pins everything. That's a check. Okay, Fabi, don't panic. Don't panic. You got this, brother. Fabi got a little bit of an issue with the time. Other than that, I think he's just a magnificent, dirty boy. What a move. What fantastic play by Fabi. Check with the knight, of course. Passes, passes, passes everywhere. Oopsie, there's the queen coming. There's the queen coming. Whoa, there is the queen. He don't give up nothing. He is going to promote. What a beautiful... Nah, that's not going to work, pal. I think rook c1 or something? Or you just push the pawn. Okay. Oh my God, he wants to play knight to d3 and stuff. Fabi, what are you doing, man? Don't drop your pawns. Check. He blundered. Magnus blundered. He is absolutely enraged now. I think he's enraged. Fabi, how could you do that to our champ here? Is absolutely, I think he's breaking the table now. I think he talks to himself. He invokes the skies. Then, Jesus. Fabi, what are you doing to poor Magnosito? No. No, senor, no. It's just, my God, look at this. No. Um, the the whole madness started here after e4. The whole madness. So Fabi spent a lot of time, and he decided to go after like 4 minutes. He went with b5. This is sickness. I was thinking about bishop e7 and stuff. I'm not sure that was a preparation, Jack and Miriam. I'm not sure this was a preparation. I think just Fabi being his best version of a chess freaking genius, and this is just too much, man. You can't do this to Magnus. He's not gonna forgive you. My God. My Lord. Wow. Supercalifragilistic. There's on chess.com. I think probably I should get myself to making a video, if not this evening, tomorrow, dedicated to this game. Oh, Fabi, this is too much, man. Let's see what the engine suggests here, but b5 was an absolute genius move. He spent 4 minutes. Look, I know it's 73 and 78 accuracy, but he did play such a psychological chess. So this is what probably Fischer would say about psychological moves. b5. I mean, that's just completely off guard. I mean, this is just knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes. And apparently black is doing better. Bishop b4. Bishop d2, knight d2, king e2. Not the best choice for Magnus. Apparently he should have blocked with one of the two minor pieces. He played the worst, I mean the third line of the engine. And now e5 by Fabi. Takes. Knight takes. Jesus Christ. Knight takes e5, man. Most of us probably would think about saving the knight, but Fabi just delivered with knight takes e5. Come on, this is too genius. This is so too genius. You can't take knight e5 because you lose the queen or something due to this kind of stuff, I guess. So rook d, too much. This is just too much, even for Magnus. He broke Magnus. You're not supposed to do that. Queen a8. My God, queen b8. Jesus Christ. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Yes, Jack, that is correct. It's very much like Mikhail Tal would approve. This is just not Fabi. I don't think that's how Fabi plays normally. It's just amazing stuff, man. G5 now? Because E4 and F2 and all. Unbelievable. This is just gorgeous. Yes, guys, this is just gorgeous. Unbelievable. I can't believe Fabi actually did that. I can't believe it. They drew Hiki and Guki. Apologies, I didn't watch that game, but I think Magnus and Fabi was by far more spectacular. Now I want to see if Fabi delivers the same against Gukesh. I mean, this is so nice what Fabi did that I'm gonna skip Hiki and Magnus just to watch Fabi now playing, because I think he just does better than Magnus. I mean, he just proved it. He just proved it. I'm gonna watch Fabi's game. He's just in this evening now. He's better than Magnus. I'm sorry. He is. He actually proved it. Unbelievable. But he's just better than Magnus this evening. So I'm going to give priority to Fabi. Whatever he plays, I'm going to watch him playing. It's more entertaining watching Fabi. I wouldn't think There will be a moment to say it's more entertaining watching Fabi playing than Magnus and Hikaru. Well, you use the word gravy, but okay. I wouldn't say gravy, but yeah. Yes, he's totally different sugar this evening, Fabi. It's completely different. Me neither. Jack is the poet guy. He is the guy that delivers stuff that I don't know what to react to or what to respond to. Here's the guy with this phrasing. I'm barely reeling from the last phrase he said, so I mean, yes. So Fabi is more entertaining to watch playing than Magnus and Hikaru. This is not happening. This is not happening. Can't believe what he did. Oh, Fabi, absolutely. I'm going to stay with Fabi and see what he plays. It's more entertaining. Unbelievable. What a game. Okay, daily chess puzzle. Which one have we missed? Like 20 daily chess puzzles we missed. Can we do the one for tomorrow? No, we cannot because we're not in the future. But we could go back to 27. Nah, that's too easy. If it's to be a very tough puzzle, we got to go on the 26th. That's probably the most difficult of them all. I didn't do it. I ain't got a clue how to do it. Thanks for follow, guys. Thanks very much. Let's do this. The chase is on, of course. Black to play. Well, so what do you want me to do? The rook is hanging. Do I get checkmated? Of course I do. There's a big problem here. I don't know which way to look. It's too much. I have to strike. I have to do something forcing. Have we got a check or something? Yeah, there's something with the F2. Because we got this. If we don't do on the F2 attack, then we're going to have a problem due to the white queens and stuff. So we have to attack on F2. And it has to be a check. We have to investigate queen F2, I guess. When the guy takes with the rook, there's something with the back rank. One of the two rooks. I don't know which one is it. Just by elimination, it's got to be queen F2, rook takes F2. One of the rooks, I don't know which one, probably the one of the 7th rank goes to E1 check. I guess, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be queen F2, no? Oh, Lord, I was correct on this one. Queen F2 is correct. I took it by elimination. I didn't see the whole train of moves, so I thought that's got to be the case. I'm going to keep the black queen here on the 2nd rank, and I'm going to do with the black rook on E7. I'm going to play E1 check. That's how I would play here. Rook E1 check. Now, if king goes G-H2, though, what do I play? What am I supposed to play this guy? No, wait a minute. This guy on the E7 check. They're going to do this. I'm going to do this. They're going to take. I'm going to play check. Yeah, something like this. You have to do a check now. Which check? I guess rook E7 to E1. Oh, man. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. What about this? Rook H1? Nah, that doesn't work. It has to be this. Then they take. And then we'll take it from there. Then probably this. And they block and stop, but we got 2 rooks, so that's how we play. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Next. Check. Well, they could play this one, no? Yeah, but we got a lot of power here. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Yeah, that probably is. But what about this one? Nah, they're going to play this. No, probably it's rook e1 to h1. Probably. Super fragilistic e7 to e1. Yes, my friend, you're correct. User 296 says pawn checks. Yeah, but what rook do I use here, fellas? Do I use the rook on e1 to h1? That's what I feel that it should be. And then king's going to go g. And then, I don't know, maybe a pawn, as you guys said. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have this. No, wait a minute. Check. And just simply checkmate. Check. Yes, it's rook h to g. If they take the knight, we're going to play rook g5 checkmate. If they're going to go back, well, we use the other rook. It's got to be this. So rook h to g now. Not a pawn. I don't think there is a pawn, user 296. I think it's rook h to g1 check. Come on. Oh, for Christ's sake. That's the... So we play 4 moves correctly, and the 5th one we screwed it. So, okay, which one is it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it this? Yeah, but it escapes, man. Oh, and checkmate with because of the pawns. I think user 296 was absolutely correct. Oh, no. Yes. Oh, sugar. Oh. Yeah, but I didn't listen to your advice. He was correct, but I didn't see the rationale behind. I thought that if I do the pawn move, they take and I don't have a rook access to attack. But it's not about the rooks, it's about the pawns. Oh, come on. Oh, sugar. That was just so close. So freaking close. Oh, come on. Yes, then there's the checkmate here. I should have listened to our friend on TikTok. I should have listened to user 296. He did suggest that one, but I've ignored it because I thought he's wrong. But I didn't prove to myself why I thought it was wrong. Because if I did think, probably I would have agreed, because I'm always happy to change my opinion if I'm wrong. So G6, yes. Well, I could have done this one in one go, but no. Well, let's watch Fabi. I'm going to learn from Fabi now. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Okay, come on, Fabi. What is it? Well, they should be here shortly, I guess. Amazing. Yeah, I should have paid attention to user 296. And to yourself again, supercalifragilistic, because you also, yes, you did say it. You did say it. I chose to not trust you. I chose to not believe you. So yeah. I should have listened to you guys. Sorry. I thought I'm infallible. But I was not. I was wrong. Ah, well. Hey, but what games did Fabi do? What games? Amazing, Fabi. Amazing. Well, daily puzzle then. Which one is it? Saturday, 25th. Okay, now I'm gonna do what my TikTok friends say, because they know better. Okay, there's a check here with the rook to e. That makes sense. It's relatively safe. relatively safe. Pendulum dance. These guys aren't serious with the titles. Pendulum dance. What the hell does that mean? That means it's gonna go left and right, right? Like a pendulum. I don't know. Just take it with chess.com and with their respective AI. They're the guys with the weirdness. Okay, so what's going on here? Rook E. King's gonna have to play D7, right? That's a forcing move. And well, then we have Queen over here. That's another check. Totally nice and safe and cool. And then they're gonna have to have full exposure. And then something like this. Okay, Rook E1 and then some Queen to F5. Do I have your approval, guys? Hello, Sam. Good to see you. Yoo-hoo, my dear friends. Cool stuff. And thanks for the follow. The new visitors. Yes, so I think this is the solution for this one. I mean, I might be wrong, but that makes sense. As long as you manage to find the forcing sequence, it should be okay. Yeah, you guys approve this? Yeah. Super Cali? Yeah. Ta-da. Cool. Next. Queen F5 checks. Can't move, can't move, can't move. They gotta go C6. And yeah, we're gonna find it there. Queen F5 checks, pushes the king to C6. Then what do? We gotta check with the pawn again, I think. Then they're gonna go B6. Then we have a knight. Then they're gonna go E7. No, we can't mess up like this. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. So this is one. They go here. Check like this, they go B6. Check like this, they go, I don't know, A7? And then what do? It's got to be Queen F5. It has to be Queen F5. Wait a minute. No. I think it's Queen B5. No, I think it's Queen B5. Wait a minute. Queen B5, C6. And then we go F5 because they said the pendulum thing, right? So I think actually it's Queen B5, C6, Queen F5. And then they're going to go King C7. And then we're going to play some rook or something. So that's what I think it is. Queen B5, C6, Queen F5, King C7, Rook E7 check, Queen B6, and well, it's got to be somewhere, something. Okay, Queen B5 though. Queen B5, C6, Queen F5, King C7, Rook E7 check, King B6. Come on, man. We are close. How do I, Queen E3? No, I'm not there. I'm on F. But I can go... Oh. Is there anything else? Queen B5, C6, Knight E. Oh, this is convoluted, no? I'm going to start with Queen B5. Yes. Okay. Before I'm committing Queen F5, I wonder if there's any Knight E5 craziness here. I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is. Is there Rook E7? No, I don't think it is. I think it's... No, no, no. Is this. They go here. I go here. They go here. Ah, what? What? Is it rook now? I don't think it is rook now. Is it this one the guy takes? No, 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 no. It has to be queen f5. It has to be. Okay. Rook e7. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then this. Oh, Lord, that's an odyssey here. Okay, it's rook e7. I think I found it in the end after like 60 minutes. Okay, so we are going to play knight to c4 check. And we're going to deliver checkmate with queen a5 once the king goes a7. And that's the end of it. It took an eternity, man. Why did it take so long? Why am I so slow? Oh, Lord. I'm done. Sugar. That was tough. Oh, God. That was difficult. We was about to do 26th, but I didn't listen to my friends on TikTok. They knew better. But hey, here we are. Back to Fabi. I hope Fabi plays like Mikhail Tal again. Let's go. Events. Events. No, I don't want to watch that stream. This one is it. I want to watch the games. Fabi. Oh, Lord, they started. Like 2 minutes ago. Okay, well, we're back in business now. Okay, cool. What is going on? King's Indian defense. Hey, that is Fabi again committing stuff here. Wait, look at this. Fellas, look at this one. So that classical King's Indian, nothing funky, right? And knight to g4, frustrating the bishop on e3. It's a piece you want to get rid of. Bishop g5, h6. Bishop h4, g5, Fabi. Bishop g3, e5. H by Guki. Fabi took in the center. d4, e takes d4. Knight takes d4. Knight c6. Knight f3. h4, g takes h4. You have to take back on h4 with something. I'm going to tell you something. I guess the white king is not comfortable where it is currently. And things going to get open. I really am very happy to see Fabi playing like this. And let's see what he does. G takes h4. You have to take back with something, right? Knight takes h4. Rook goes where the king is. Exactly what I said. The white king is not very happy being on this semi-open file because it's very vulnerable to all sorts of attacks. And the Fabi just goes for the kill. Rook f e8. Fabi is in excellent form this evening. He's just great. Rook e8. Probably he wants... Can he do f? Well, I mean, you put the rook where the king is, and then you're going to see what happens. There is stuff happening. f5 is probably an idea. It might be others. Guki. He had a castle. Do you do f3? Asking for a friend. Do you do f3? Because it looks like... Yeah, but if you do f3, there is always knight e3. So you're going to have to move the queen. And then knight takes f, right? But that works for white. So all in all, is f3 a move here, guys? What do you think, honestly? Is f3 a choice? Is this a good option for white here to play? Califragilistic, what do you think, guys? Bishop e2 he played here. Bishop e2. Double attack on the g4 knight. Only, just one defender, two attackers. You got to do something. Is this H or something else? You could play the H. You could. And yeah. Other than that, you need to go back, and it doesn't look good. You could go back. No. I didn't look at Queen G5, but that's how you defend the knight twice. There's something with Fabi this evening, I'm telling you. There's something with Fabi's play. He's just magnificent. Queen to G5. Defending the knight. Queen is very active. Very active. He can always go A5. I don't know when and how, but that would be some threat on bishop C3 and stuff. So that is why Guki dropped knight F3 to send the queen away. You could go queen A5 and together with the bishop make a little bit of a threat on C3. You could. You could. Queen A5. Is he going to play queen A5 or queen D8 back? I don't know, but we'll find out. Queen A5, queen D8. No, queen G6. Why? Why queen G6? Is he planning on this? I don't know what to say about queen G6. Maybe it's not that great. Queen G6. What if Gukesh plays knight H4? Yeah, but it's this thing here. Yeah, but it's the knight. Yeah, but you're gonna take the knight. Okay, I think I understand something. I think if bishop takes, you remove the E4 defenders. And then you could take potentially with the rook or queen, and the bishop is absolutely pinned. So I think he's really, really very surgical, very precise. So looks to me if you remove the knight, then E4 kind of hanging. I think it's great. I really think it is. Yes. Fragilistic, knight to D4. Let's see. Black's to move though. Bishop C3 check. Queen or pawn takes. Whatever. Probably pawn. Maybe. To stop knight D4, knight B4. Maybe. Bishop takes, you take back with something, and then queen takes E4. Knight, bishop on E2 is pinned absolutely. It's a plan. Maybe it works. Bishop takes, pawn takes, or queen takes. Queen E2. Maybe. And now it's getting blitz. They started rapid, always becomes blitz. Is there a better plan here, guys? Bishop takes E3. That's exactly what I thought I'd play myself. That's exactly what I thought. So that means E4. There you go. I did say B takes C3 because this move, taking with the pawn, it stops, which is very important. You need to stop the knight, amongst others. You need to do that. Now, if I thought this one correctly, he's going to take on E4. I'm not sure if with the queen or with the rook. Probably with the queen. Probably. Yes, there you go. I was right about this sequence, for Christ's sake. That's it. Yes, and yes, and yes. King goes away from the pin. Therefore, bishop d3 is going to happen. So I don't know. And of course, rook a to e1. That goes without saying. But yeah, okay. Okie dokie. What is gonna happen? There is some bishop f5 that stops white from playing bishop d3. That's very important to do. So you play bishop f5 because you don't want to allow bishop d3 or something. It's very important. Also playing defensive purposes, offensive purposes, and you connect the two black rooks. So bishop f5 to not allow bishop d3 and to connect your own black rooks. And you take it from there and you see what happens. But bishop f5, I think, is important, right? And then you see, I don't know, knight jump. I'm not sure about that move, but bishop f5, I think, quite important. In worst case scenario, you're going to play queen c2, if anything. Queen takes, bishop takes. So, I mean, if there's any problem, yeah, there's always this, but yeah, there is. But then you're going to play queen anyway. Yeah, you have to do something. And looks to me bishop f5 develops. And yeah, well, what else do you do? What else do you do? It's difficult. Hey, where's the board? There it is. You let me know, guys, if you think differently. Queen g6 again. He moved the queen back to g6. So if knight h4, you got to move queen again? Queen g6. Huh. Okay, knight h4, and then you have to move queen again. Then Fabi queen f6 or something. Okay. White needs to keep the pressure on the h file. Knight h4 is very beneficial for Gukesh because it takes away the f5 from the bishop and also attacks the queen. So I think it's something you do want to play. Interesting resource, bishop f4. Some triple attack on h6, so Fabi pushes the pawn. Defense with the queen, okay, but knight can still play. And yeah, if that means anything, bishop attack g4, but probably he won't take. But knight h4 definitely is an idea. You take f5, you attack the queen, and then maybe Gukesh can play bishop d3. And is it me or Gukesh looks okay here? Even a little bit more than okay. I think Gukesh looks actually quite okay. What the heck is this king g1 move? Sorry, I don't understand this king g1, man. I understand knight h4. I understand this kind of stuff, but I do not understand king g1 yet. Does anyone understand this? What's this king g1 do? So Super Cal, yeah, I'd say, but what is this king g1 for Gukesh though? I do not get this one very clearly. What's this king g1, no? I don't know what's that thing. It looks to me like it's a waste of opportunity to try to do something, to attack something. To king g1? Like what? It was a threat or something somewhere? Do you guys understand why king g1? I mean, you could play it, but why? Knight to e. I mean, it gives Fabi chance to get in pieces more closer, and things. Knight h4. Knight h4. Like, finally, knight h4. Queen to e6. Double attack on c4 and stuff. f3 attacks the black knight. Now you have to move the knight, no? Somewhere. I don't know, knight f6. Where do you go with the knight? It's not clear. You have to move the knight. You have to. So knight f6. Oh my lord. If you take, I'm going to take. He takes, and queen takes e2. Yeah, Fabi is so resourceful. He is so resourceful. Knight to g6. He's so unexpected. I thought knight f6, but Fabi said no. I'm going to leave the black knight on praise. I'm going to play knight g6, attacking your bishop on f4. And when I take your bishop, if you take with the queen, I'm going to take queen e2, threatening. And what about knight takes g6 though, first? He's going to take with f, defending h5 very robustly. So that'll be actually very good for black. If white knight takes on g6, f takes g6, and the g pawn defends the h pawn, so they're very happy being connected and all. Maybe not the most ideal, but hey, better having pawns connected than isolated, because h pawn is isolated, f pawn is isolated. So if you could get them connected, that's good. So from this point of view, knight takes goes well for black. If you take the guy here on g4, then black's taking the other one. He found this incredible resource. He did find it. So creative. He plays splendidly this evening. Fabi plays amazing this evening. I'm curious about the outcome of this particular game. Yeah, Gukesh goes a little bit low on time. Lower than Fabi though, but this is already blitz now. They play blitz. This is an important moment of the game. Very important moment of the game. That bishop on f4 is very important. Probably you want to save this bishop rather than trade them off. How do you save them? Bishop g5? If you don't want to take the knight, or do you play, what do you play? Bishop g3? Maybe you should do bishop g3. No, he took, oh my god, what the heck is going on here? Knight takes g6, queen takes c2, immediately. Takes. These guys are crazy. Takes g6, takes and takes. Oh lord, he didn't even bother. Rook e2, attacking bishop now. Bishop has to move somewhere. Well, you could defend with rook d1, but probably that's not what you want to do, right? Very psychological. Better Fabi goes with that bishop on c8 somewhere. And probably he's going to play something along those lines. Or maybe this. And when they take, you take like this. Maybe. You need the other rook in the game. ASAP. Very quickly you need that bishop. You need the bishop and the rook on a8. Bishop f4. Do you play the bishop or not? Or do you go here? I don't know. Bishop f5, you defend g6. They take, you take. And then if there is this, you're going to play something like this. Let me look at the pawns. 3, 4, 4. If you look at the pawn structure, black doing better because they got 4 pristine, beautiful pawn island there. Everything is connected and beautiful and goes together. White's pawn structure, that's a bit of a nightmare. Isolated pawn on a2. Double pawns on c-file. Horrendous. Horrendous pawn structure for white. Awful. Could you do bishop e6 when white takes? Oh, you actually want to play bishop b7. Oh, bishop b7 with the rook g2. Catastrophe. Oh man, look at this stuff. He's pulling bishop b7. I didn't even think about bishop b7. I thought to play bishop e6, bishop f5, this kind of stuff. And he puts pressure on Guki, who pushes now the pawn. I guess you could... My lord, look at this. Now he's going to get the other rook in action. Or maybe he's going to play rook 8 to e8 or something. What do you play? Or do you play king h7 to put a stop to this pawn? It's just too much, that pawn, no? Yes, that is correct. Whew. King h7, you have to stop this pawn from advancing, and then you're going to get the other guy. What do you play? What do you play? You can play rook f8. I guess you can. Or do you want to play rook e8? No, rook f8 I meant. Yes, rook f8. Yes. That makes sense. So what I understand is that the 4 black pawns here are absolutely better than the scattered white pawns, double pawns, and they're very easily attackable. Now, you could trade if you want, and probably you should. And then go with rook c2 and try to attack. Yes, takes. Yes, Fabi is winning. Yes, Miriam. I think he is going to win again. The pawn structure matters very much. Let's see how he plays this one, though. It looks like Guki going to take c7. Not necessarily. You push it to c5. I guess you could push again. I guess, unless there's something else. Or should you just march on with the a-pawn? Wait a minute. Or could you just play rook c2? I think he's in incredible shape, Jack and Miriam. Yes, he went with the a-pawn. He went with the a-pawn. He doesn't bother about protecting b or d because fundamentally important is the a-pawn. Oh, there is a check here coming. Amongst others. Unless you want to play differently, I don't know. Rook takes or bishop takes? Which one takes? Nope. Fabi pushes the pawn. Well, you could play king. But I don't... No. You take on h6. You don't play king g... No. There's something that this guy just does something here that's... Oh my God, he wants to actually promote because you can't catch up with the king and stuff. This guy is unbelievable. Rook takes, bishop takes, king takes, and you push a4, and the white king is outside of the promotion square, and the a-pawn gonna promote. Not just Gukesh is crumbling, Jack. Magnus was obliterated. No, it's just that the way he understands to do things. I mean, look at this. I was thinking about king takes h6, because in my limited mind, there is a killing of a move. This is a rook g2. You actually get rid of the rook, and the a-pawn is unstoppable. You can't stop the a-pawn from promoting. It's just simply Fabi being incredibly good this evening. Yeah, Super Cal, yeah, that bishop f5 some time ago, I thought about that myself, but just look at this brilliancy played by Fabi. It's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. So Fabi just delivers. He's on a different level this evening, Fabi. He's a different kind of player. I think he plays like a world champion now. Miriam, Jack, and the rest of the my friends on TikTok, Super Cal, Sam, Mondley, Branson Jones, Raul. So I think Fabi is on a different level. He plays like a real world champ. He destroyed Magnus twice this evening, of course, and now he just simply buried Gukesh with particularly this last tactics now is just... Whoa, I understand why. I didn't understand at the beginning when I saw. I said, what, is this a blunder or something? It's not. It's the a-pawn promoting. Different level. Different level, absolutely. So, guys, we're going to call it a day for now. I really want to give it a shot tomorrow. We'll try cover whatever chess events are available because there is school term here in the half term here in the UK, and I've got a bit more time on my hands to do this beautiful coverage, live coverage. Guys, do please follow me, subscribe on this, and check on my latest updates videos. Take care of yourselves. Be good and be wise, guys, and see you tomorrow.